All right, I think at this time we'll call this meeting to order. Jim, would you lead us in the pledge? You bet.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted on the wall. It's also available in pamphlet form. Call the roll.
Thompson.
Here.
Dean.
Here.
Mayor Phillips.
Garrett.
Grant. Here. Norman.
Here.
Edmund.
Yeah.
Approval of the minutes of the June 25th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 25th minutes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Call roll.
Norman.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Mossian.
Yep.
Grant. Yes.
At this time, I'd like to have a motion for to amend the
Agenda?
agenda.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to include the, what do we want to title it as? The
Group liquor license.
SDL.
The SDL group liquor license for the 3-party downtown.
It'll be for emergency because of timing on the way.
Right, okay.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Call roll.
Grant.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Mossian.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes. We'll move that to item number 13A. Reports, golf.
I have nothing.
Park.
We, at our meeting last Wednesday, we went through the flooring bids. The park board expressed concerns that all three came from the same company. It was one bid with 3 different options. We were concerned that we possibly should be getting multiple companies bidding, not just one. We also discussed hiring Buffy to actually write grants and cap her at 20 hours a week to do research and writing of the grants for the pool. We discussed campers in the park, and we're trying to figure out exactly what's the best path to go forward on ensuring that all campers are actually paying their bill and what the process is to make sure that's being done, because there's a lot of campers that we think that are spending the night and they're not actually paying. We discussed jobs that were offered to the lifeguards in compensation, and that will be up to the lifeguards to decide whether they want to take those jobs or not. Last one we talked about, kind of a stickler, inappropriate actions by a member of the council going to Fort Robinson and causing an issue at the Fort Robinson pool, which resulted in law enforcement to be called in.
That would be under personnel, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You
I haven't mentioned the name.
can't be talking about that. You
Okay.
done?
Alright, and that's park board's minutes.
Thank you. Schwan, Mr. Dean.
Meetings next week.
Next week for Schwan. Library, Ms. Blatchy.
Yes, thank you.
I have a kind of nice and concise report tonight, just some numbers to share. June was another wonderful month at the library. We had 545 people come through from June 1st to all of our events, and they had a pretty good showing. We had 36 computer uses of our computer lab. We circulated 319 physical materials and 145 digital ones. It's still amnesty month, encouraging people to bring back their overdue books with no penalty, so there were no fines collected this month. And then I've got 1 library material added to the collection, and there was a few remaining from the inventory, 24 that were removed from the collection. However, I've got dozens and dozens lying in wait to be added to the shelves. That empty set of shelves over here is the new books. Let's see. Upcoming events include Storytime tomorrow. as well as at 5 o'clock is kind of the pinnacle of the program. There's a former educator, a musician, and author who is coming to do a show, a whole performance for kids ages 4 and up. So that's the big ticket item of the program, so everybody who's got kiddos or knows any, send them over here at 5 o'clock. It's gonna be a really great time. He's a classy professional. It's gonna be awesome. I've seen clips of his shows and pictures, so highly encourage everyone who can to participate in that one. And that's again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Let's see, July 16th, I'll be out of the office. I'm gonna see if I can find a volunteer to keep the library running in the meantime, but I have appointments that I must attend to, so we'll see how it goes. I'll have word on it probably tomorrow or the next day. Elsewhere, the event for the bucket list journal decorating activity was, a lot of people couldn't make it and were very enthusiastic, so we're holding it again on the 18th. Then we have just a couple more story times and another movie night and the Around the World presentation that's scheduled. I'm still looking for a person to fill in the slot because our presenter fell through. So if you know any locals who are world travelers, send them my way. We might have something for them to do and share about. So, okay, and then the summer reading program will actually conclude August 9th. There's going to be a big party at the end of the day. It'll be a Friday, and we'll get to share the stats of all the books that got read. Anybody who's willing to share their decorated journals can have those on display, as well as a final reading of the Choose Your Own Adventure story that's been unfolding all summer. On to library projects. Mostly just updates here. The accreditation is still underway. The Nebraska Library Commission has formally opened the portal and sent out invitations to libraries to begin inputting their information. The survey window has closed, and we've had a pretty great showing based on my understanding of previous accreditation numbers. We had 22 online responses and 39 paper responses. So thank you so much to everybody who contributed insights. It's going to make a big difference in how we might better serve our community. The summer reading program is in its final stretch, and arrangements are being made to assemble those prize baskets for all those program participants. So be sure to pop in at least to see who won August 9th for those prizes. And then lastly, the E-rate discount, which would discount the library's internet bill. The last meeting I had mentioned that it was going to take hold in July, but I'm starting to realize that it's going to be a reimbursement after the fact. So it'll be something that applies to this bill after it's paid. So my timing was a little over-eager, so I apologize for that. But it is on its way. So, and that concludes my report unless anybody has any questions. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Hospital.
The hospital board of trustees and the acting chief executive officer for Chadron Community Hospital will be conducting interviews with prospective candidates for the Office of Vice President of Human Resources and Support Services. They are also in the process of negotiating the purchase of 1 to 2 more vehicles from the Chevrolet dealer in Chadron for operations by their hospice and home health nursing staff to have more means and more staff go out to do hospice and home health care. And they're working with Nebraska Power on a program to possibly install an EV charging station on the upper parking lot by the clinic as an upgrade to new technologies as an incentive to attract other visiting medical staff to the area, those that would like to be able to recharge their EVs when they come. That's all I have.
And then DC, Ms. Grant.
Next meeting will be July 17th, or excuse me, July 18th at 7 a.m.
Item number 6, discuss, approve, disapprove the third reading of amendment to the Article 11, Section 1-1102, City Park Board.
I'm just gonna read by title as we have in the past.
Ordinance number 695, an ordinance of the City of Crawford, Nebraska, amending Article 11, section 1-1102 of ordinance number 695, the city of Crawford, repealing all ordinances in conflict and providing for an effective date.
Do I have a motion to pass on third reading?
I'll make a motion to pass on third meeting. Reading, sorry.
Moved in second, call roll.
Norman,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Tomassian,
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Discuss, approve, disapprove passage and adoption of resolution 2024-03 that allows for collection of delinquent water rental, sewer rental, and all charges. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
A second?
I'll second.
Moved in second and call roll.
I actually have a question. So is this for railroad property?
No.
Okay, I just was reading right down below. Sure. We're good.
Dean,
Yes.
Tomassian,
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
I would like to add on that, have the mechanism in place so you can renew every 5 years. Otherwise, you go to the bottom of the list. New business, discuss, disapprove purchase of SIMS card to activate through Straight Talk Wireless for Dan Bryan, utilizing Renew for 3 of the 4 city cell phones. The number 1 to be activated, number 2 that is currently has service. The 4th cell phone is to be used for hotspot for the golf and beverage costs. Will not auto renew. It has limited use and reimburse Edward Black Sheep for use on a non-smartphone used for city monthly bill hereafter. Do I have a motion?
So the one for Dan and the other one that we wanna activate, is that just voice only, voice and text only, or is that?
Yeah, voice
Dan
and,
is the one we're activating. The one at the golf course is already active, but it's for just the hotspot.
Just hotspot, yeah.
Yes. So,
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Moved in second, call roll.
Dean,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Tomassian,
yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Item 9, discuss, approve, disapprove the second amendment to the service agreement between the city and Solid Waste Agency of Nebraska. Motion?
So what this is to give tax exempt status for the bond that, we need to get for the new baler system. And so they're asking every municipality that they serve to pass this same amendment. So with that being said, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Moved in second and call roll.
Dean,
Yes.
Tomassian,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss, approve, disapprove reimbursement for pool employees for lifeguard training and certifications. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to reimburse the employees for lifeguard training and certification.
I'll second that.
Moved in second and call roll.
Norman,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Tomassian,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 12, discuss, approve, disapprove scheduling on budget workshop meetings. Do I have a motion?
So,
wait, where's it?
Did we skip 11?
I'll go back.
so scheduling a budget workshop meetings, and we need to start.
Item number 12, discuss, approve, disapprove scheduling and budget workshop meetings. Do I have a motion?
So I guess what we need to do is,
Does that
Is
motion?
it a
We
special
have-
meeting? Is it a, how do you,
Yeah.
how can you organize? Okay.
so it's a special
Yeah,
meeting.
there's
Yeah.
special meetings.
But we're,
Special meeting?
Do we need to come up with a date for that first one then, within this, or
I
do you
think,
want to?
I think our only choice is to, get Mike up here to
Yes.
draft
I agree.
another budget, cause here we are again.
Well,
So should we go ahead and make that part of it, and then just see when his earliest schedule opens up?
I think we need to meet with our different boards and stuff too, and really go through.
And that should probably give us time, because he's
Yeah.
not gonna be able to meet with us right away.
Is Mike the accountant
Mike
for this
is the-
property?
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So,
So what is the motion?
Doesn't need to be included, doesn't necessarily need to include any of that, we just, it's allowing us to get started.
We need to set a date and have a budget workshop.
We need to reach out to Mike and then.
We could set a date and then adjust it once,
Change
if we
it.
get, okay, let's do that.
August sixth, does that work for you guys? It's on Wednesday.
I'd like to start before August.
August sixth is a Tuesday.
yeah, it needs to be, it actually needs to be done this month.
Yeah,
Okay, I would think the 23rd for you.
23rd is gonna be our next meeting.
That's a council meeting.
Yeah.
So we could do the 17th, which is a Wednesday, next Wednesday, or
Next
we could do the
Wednesday.
24th, which is the Wednesday after that.
July 17th, at what time? What's the
I think that's, we just will start as early as
Yeah.
possible. I'll make a motion to schedule the first budget workshop meeting to be July 17th. 6
Time to
p.m.
be the 20, oh, 6
6
p.m.
p.m., just for right now, and we
6
can
p.m.
adjust accordingly if we need to.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That works?
I'll second the motion.
Item number 11, discuss.
We didn't call roll.
Call roll.
Grant,
Yes.
Tomasky,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss approve proposal for Buffy Hort, all red to be hired for grant writing.
So at this time, I don't think that it's necessary to, look at grants, because Dan met with the engineer today, and as we discussed last meeting, Mr. Tomasian mentioned that the money that's in the budget, in order to utilize that money, it has to be engineered.
Right.
So Dan met with the engineer today, and so until the engineer gets back to us with proposals, we don't even know what kind of grants we're looking at.
Yeah.
Whether it's demolition and rebuilding, or if this pool can be fixed, or what the course of action is. Until we have hard numbers, there is no grants
Yeah,
to
we
search.
just don't know the value.
Would it be best to table that for now, or just
Why
no
don't we
action?
just-
No action.
That way we can
Yeah.
revisit.
We got a question.
So I would actually agree with you on some of that stuff. That we've already missed several big grants already. And some of those, the one that is coming up that could possibly be beneficial would be the Nebraska Land and Water Conservation. And it's due September 6th, but there is all kinds of documentation that has to go with that. You have to have engineer's plans, you have to have everything lined out and figured out. And so you guys have until the 6th of, well, there's a lot more that goes into it, but you guys have until you guys have about a month to make a decision on what you're going to do, which direction you're gonna go. Because at that point, then you have to make a decision on if you're gonna do the land and conservation grant, which will help to make the facilities better. But the other, and there, you can also do an entire grant for a whole brand new pool, or you could do that type of thing. So, I mean, honestly,
So that one
within-
goes either way?
What's that?
That one will go either way?
That one, I'd have to do a little more research, cause I was only kind of focusing on the whole, fixing it. But it can do that one. The one that, the rural development one, which was gonna be huge, it's due tomorrow. It's worth minimum $50,000 up to $1 million, but that one's due tomorrow, and so there's no way to get any of that information done. I would suggest that whatever you guys do, that if you guys hire a grant writer, just realize that depending on what the person does, I've done some research on that, it's $25 to $35 an hour. If they haven't had many grants underneath their belt, this is, on Google, you can type it in, grant writing 101, whatever. If you're having a grant writer that does anything beyond that, but you definitely want somebody that you're willing to share information with, because they have to know all of it. They have to be involved in the engineering portion of it, all the paperwork. They have to know everything, because when they go to take these grants, they have to be very, very specific. So just realize that.
Did he give you any indication how long he thought before there was a proposal?
No, I let them know what our priorities are and what our expectations are. We need some feedback pretty soon, but they're gonna do their due diligence in the meantime. He's reaching out to his aquatic specialist and other things that have been involved with other pools, so I would imagine there's gonna be at least a 2 to 3 week turnaround before we start gathering initial information from them. And then decisions will have to be made if we move forward into engineering of a repair or where we're at. So with that said, I would imagine we're 5 to 6 weeks out for really even having a clear
So,
picture of where we may be at, and I'm just guesstimating, but talking to him and knowing how some of this works, that's the kind of time frame we're at. And if we needed engineer plans by September, that is a very unlikelihood because just
Well-
their schedule and the complexity of it, really,
I,
unless they find a very simple solution.
So it could
Just
possibly
as-
be 2 years out then.
What's that?
It could possibly be 2 years out then,
I don't think that long out, no.
of the bid process, engineering. Then
Yeah, and 18 months.
just,
Yeah, a
reasonable
year, 18 months, if there's like a complete reconstruct and
Yeah.
not an easy solution. It's something we should all anticipate, this is gonna take some time.
And really, we're just spitballing here, I mean, he might come back with, yeah, this thing could be fixed and be much
Absolutely, and that
simpler.
turnaround could happen in 2 weeks.
Right.
And in 4 weeks, we're trying to work towards a solution to get it.
Either way,
Get the
whatever we
work done.
pursue, if we wanna release those funds that were budgeted in that category, an engineer study has to be done and assessed, and a stamp has to go on it with a set of plans.
And that's in motion.
Okay.
so just a suggestion, where she knows kind of what to research and pull up, and if we can get the ball rolling, wouldn't that be proactive? And then she
I don't,
can,
I don't disagree with you. I think it's fair to wait till they get done so we know what direction we're heading.
Yeah.
Before we spend additional funds, and I know that's not what you planned on by any means. I would also like to see a committee formed, so that it's you with other committee members, and you guys team head this and interview Hemmingford, interview Bay Springs, these other communities that have managed to pull off new pools. I'd like some real research done after this too, so,
I think that's.
I'd
the
like to,
biggest-
I guess, reevaluate at that time and see if there's something that we can do, if you're up for it still at that time.
And I think that's your biggest thing that you have to do. I mean, somebody has to go and talk to those
Yep.
people and get the actual
An actual
information
interview.
if they're, cause they'll give it to you. I've kind of
Right.
put out some feelers a little bit. They'll even give you what their grants look like.
Right.
In many cases, on what they wrote and things like that. So, you know, there's all different kinds of things that you can, where you can start with this.
So does that mean we're just gonna take no action on this one?
No action.
All right. Discuss, approve, disapprove removal of Julia Butler from her probationary period and give her in lieu of health care. Her end of her 90th day was June 11th. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Grant? Grant,
I'm sorry, yes,
didn't you?
I did.
Okay. Dean?
Started
Yes.
reading, sorry.
Tomossian?
Yes.
Norman?
yes,
Motion carries. At this time, we'll have the emergency liquor license for all 3 bars for the 27th. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion. Approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Dean?
Yes.
Tomossian?
Yes.
Grant?
Yes.
Norman?
yes,
Motion carries. Approval of bills and claims requisitions, oil, and orders and transfers.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I have a question.
Shoot.
I do have a curiosity question back on being on the phones. On the 2 phones that we're gonna be paying the monthly bill, are those higher than what the city bill would have been previously when we were supplying cell phones?
One of them is.
Why are we paying the employee's bill higher than what we would be paying?
$20
the
a
city
month is
employees?
what he's asking for, and I don't think that's
No,
higher
that's
than
not
our
higher than
current
what the
bill.
right.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
not higher.
No, that's not higher than what the
Okay.
rates, no, but thank you for asking.
It's $20?
Yeah.
Oh, I was told 50, so
We discussed it today.
I stand corrected.
Perfect, thank you. That was just my question.
Okay.
I don't have a
You made a
second.
motion, I'll
Yeah.
second.
Moved and seconded, call roll.
Wait,
I did.
okay. Tomossian?
Yes.
Grant?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Norman?
yes.
Okay, at this time I'd like to adjourn. Thanks everyone for coming.
Well, public comment at all?
Not at this time.
You have before, but you've got to allow me, because you set precedent.
Meeting's adjourned, Randy.
You got to have a motion, you got to have a second. You can die for lack of a second again.
You called the motion.
No.
Are we adjourned?
Before we adjourn, can I ask a question?
Well,
No,
We're
we did.
gonna allow it, he's first.
Okay.
Go ahead, Randy.
The recall ballots came in at 5 p.m. today. And as you very well know, there were 301 votes that were cast out of over 500. The yes to recall the mayor was 182. The noes were 109. That's almost 2/3 of the people have spoken to recall the mayor. Now, on Friday, July 12th at 9:30, the canvassing board will meet with Cheryl Fikes. They will certify the election. At that time, they will send a letter to the city of Crawford. It's a long process. What I'm asking on behalf of nearly 2/3 of the people that put these votes in is ask for the resignation of the mayor. In section 101, 109 of the city charter, it said as follows: all resignations of the mayor and city council members shall be in writing and submitted to the city council for acceptance. Resignation shall not be effective until accepted by formal action of the city council. No resignation shall be accepted unless a quorum for conducting business will remain after such acceptance of such resignation. I have in my hand a resignation form. Tom asked me to sign it and date it. It's a lot tidier, a lot neater. You can carry this on, but people have spoken. You can hand this once you sign it to President of the Council.
Did you hear from them, Cheryl Weiss herself? And they'll sign anything. The vote, it isn't in until it's officially.
Is that your, are you done, Randy?
Yes.
Your comment? Gina?
Okay, my question is to Shane Norman. As the liaison of the golf course, is it your duty to bring back information to the city council and the members of the community that participate in these meetings?
I was told it's my duty, or what I understand, my duty to be there to represent the city, not necessarily to be the go-between between the two. As far as sharing the information, I mean, they've got a treasurer to do the reporting, or to do the money, they've got somebody that does the reporting. That's their official stuff. That's how I understood it anyways.
I guess.
And I could be wrong.
Excuse me, didn't mean to interrupt. I guess I'm very disappointed in the fact that you come to our meetings, you listen to what the board members say, we all sit there. You come to the council meetings and you always say, no report, no report, no report. Okay, that's great. But have you told them any of the positives that's going on at the golf course this year? Any of the positives of how we're busier than we have been in years? How we've got people, multiple people from the bordering states and the bordering towns that are coming back and utilizing our golf course, purchasing equipment from our golf course, drinks, food, whatever, on a repeated basis. These are people that usually haven't come before, but they're seeing the positive changes, they're seeing the cleanliness, they're seeing the aesthetics, they're seeing how nice the greens are, they're seeing the positive changes that your staff, the staff that you guys have hired for your golf course as a city municipality, the changes that they've made, and they are proud of it, and they want to support us. Crawford doesn't have that many positives and entities that bring in people from other communities and other states to our area. And we need to capitalize on those things. And we need to let people know the good things that are going on and the positives about that. Invite people out to see it. What is wrong with the city liaison saying just once in one meeting, things are really looking up out there, they're busier than ever before? I'd like to invite y'all out to see it. Just once. We've not heard one good positive thing from anybody in the community or any of the council members, nor do we ever see you guys out there. And we'd love to have you.
I apologize. My meaning was not to leave out the good things you do tonight. We haven't had the last meeting reported what the board meeting was. We didn't have a follow-up board meeting, so I didn't report
We have a
I'm
board
sorry.
meeting on July 17th at 5:30 at the clubhouse.
Yeah, but not one right before this, so
No.
that's why I didn't.
And I'm sorry that the board does not attend these meetings as I feel they should.
People won't show up this time.
No, and they need to communicate better. Thank you.
Is that it?
That is it.
We're adjourned.